Hi, so we're going to talk adaptations for a standard ankle tape job for an inversion ankle sprain or eversion ankle sprain for a dancer. So as you can see, when Rihanna rises, she can rise much further on her non-taped foot. Now, you may need that amount of protection to send your dancer back into dance. But if they're finding they can't get up on top of their ankle, they can't get up into their point shoe, and they really need the stability from the tape to get back to dance, here are some tricks that you can use to still protect the ankle, but allow the range of motion. You're going to use your heel and lace pads with your little bit of skin lube for some friction reduction and making sure that where the ankle bends, you're not getting creases in your tape that cut into your dancer. Okay, so you may remember, we'll give you a little bit of pro rep because, so again, a little bit of stretch on this, it will lie very nicely. Another little trick with your pre-wrap is to always roll it off with the foam next to the skin. What I mean by that is like toilet paper. You know, if you're this way, there's always a gap, so it won't lie as nicely. So flip it over and it will lie very nice and tight to the skin, and all you have to do is roll it off the roll. So I like a little pre-wrap. It's much more comfortable for your person, keeps your heel and lace pads on, and easier to take your tape off. Okay. So we're going to adapt this ankle taping for your dancer who needs a little more point in their foot. So I'm going to start again at the top. You always need anchor strips for a white athletic tape below the level of the gastroc so we're not cutting into her muscle. And I'm going to put a second halfway down. For very tiny people, you may not want 3 anchors. 2 is sufficient, or even 1 if they're a very tiny human. What I'm going to do is take my first stirrup strip, smooth it down, come over the medial malleoli. I like to put my finger into the roll of tape so it just rolls off. That's a nice little trick as well because it gives you the right tension. Splay the foot, allow that stirrup to come up the outside straight up over top of the lateral malleolus, smooth it down. Cool. Now you remember those horseshoes that we did? So we're going to come and do a horseshoe. I'm going to come horizontally around the medial malleolus, around the Achilles. Ta-da. Okay, so I'm going to alternate the stirrups and the horseshoes this time. I'm going to come forward, make my fan underneath the bottom of the foot. Do not pull it tight or it will cut into the lateral aspect of the foot. This one wants to come really far forward. That's okay. As long as it is a fan, it will be fine. Another horseshoe. So I'm going to come down. So I'm alternating the stirrups and the horseshoes this time. Finish in the front. I'm still going tape to tape. We're all good. Back aspect. And up the side. Again, do not pull it too tightly or I'll cut into the outside aspect of Rihanna's foot and she won't like me very much. Okay, so I'm not going to do further down because you can see I'm going to end up too far down on her calcaneus and it'll cut into her skin here. So I'm actually going to come up half a tape and do my third horseshoe here. So you can see I'm well behind her fifth styloid on the outside. You don't want to cut in behind that fifth, so stay away from it or go over it altogether. This one, you're going to stay away from it. You can see there's a little window and a little shadow, so I'm going to cover those. But first, I'm going to do my heel locks. No figure eight, just heel locks. So this is your medial malleolus. We're going to come underneath the foot towards the back medial aspect of that calcaneus. Wrap it underneath around the back of the Achilles. Long, long tail, and finish it down. So now I'm going to go to the lateral malleolus, start my tape, run it across like a point shoe ribbon, underneath the foot, aim for the back of the calcaneus, lock the lateral aspect of the calcaneus, use your fingers to guide it around the back of the Achilles, long tail, and finish it at the top. Okay, so before we do anything else, can you point both of your feet? So you can see we get a lot more point without the figure eight on the left side. Okay, but still restricted? Fabulous. So I'm going to close it in. I like, if it's eversion, I always go inside to outside. Close the top so those little tape ends don't pull away. If you're a new taper, then you may want to use the little trick of coming around the back of the leg, finding the place where it lays nicely. That will give you your angle, because Rihanna is not a cylinder. She's not a cartoon. Okay, so we're looking nice and closed. Ta-da, I think that will do. So if we check both of these, I still have restricted inversion, restricted eversion, but you can point. Okay, so if you come stand up again, you'll see that now Rihanna is able to point through. Now in your point, try wiggling out into your, do you feel the support there? Mm-hmm. If your dancer doesn't feel enough support, I'll show you what to do. Pop back up. But pretty neat, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna use some leukotape. Yes, it's a different color. I have seen people do entire ankle tape jobs using leukotape because it is more skin toned for stage. This is very sticky and very stiff. They will not like you very much taking this off. Better to use a white tape and pancake it. Okay, but if they're not getting enough hold and resisting that inversion and they don't feel stable, what you can do is add a heel lock to the lateral aspect of the ankle using leukotape over top of your white tape. Remember to keep them in dorsiflexion. Remember not to pull too tightly as you come around the back side of the calcaneus. Do not pull tightly around the Achilles. I like to hold it there so I have a firm pull point, and then I'm pulling from my fingers as opposed to pulling into Rihanna's Achilles. So I hold her Achilles down, come over the front, and end it where it wants to end. Okay, so then, yeah, try coming up again. So do your rise, and then try wing your sickling. Does that give you a little more stability? Yeah. Yeah. So that's one nice little trick you can add to get a little more stability into your ankle tape job for somebody that needs the plantar flexion but doesn't want the eversion.